Hi, this video is going to be an overview video of the stitch and flip technique that's in your pattern. It's actually a double stitch and flip technique. We are going to be using fabric strips for both the front and the back. These fabric strips are cut 2.5 inches wide, and they're going to be a couple of different lengths in your pattern. These fabric strips can be the same on the front and the back, or they can be different, depending on whether you want. If you're going to have them the same, then your placemat will be reversible, the same on the front as the back, or they can be different colors on the front and the back. You can do whatever you want. You're also going to be cutting double-sided fusible interfacing. Now, this double-sided fusible interfacing that we recommend, which is Interform Plus by Bosel, is a foam-based batting, and it's good for placemats. Now, we're going to be cutting 2 different width strips. We're going to cut one 2.5 inch width strip, and that strip is going to be the first strip that you're going to use. All subsequent strips are going to be 2 inches, and you can see the difference right there. And I'll explain the reason for that in just a minute. Now, the first thing that you're going to do, these 2 pieces are the bottom, either the bottom row, the horizontal pieces in style A, or the left side pieces in style B. Either one will be done the same way. You'll take your front strip, place it on the top of your interfacing, and then place, and this will be right side up, place the back strip on the back of your interfacing right side down. Now you can fuse these on all at once, or you can place parchment paper on your ironing surface or a Teflon ironing sheet, fuse one side, flip it over, and then fuse the other side separately. You have a little bit more control with that. Now you want to match all of your raw edges when you fuse this. So that will look like this. This piece is fused on both sides. The next step is you'll want to take your next strips, front and back, place one strip on top, and this is going to be right sides down. So right sides are facing on the top, and then the other one is going to be right sides up, so that right sides are facing on the back. Stitch across here with a 1/4 inch seam so that your piece will look like this. And this is where the double flip comes in. You'll flip the front up and you'll flip the back up. You're going to slide your next piece of batting in between these 2 layers. Now remember how we cut this piece 2 inches shorter? So this is, a 1/2 inch shorter. So this piece is cut 2 inches. It's a 1/2 inch shorter than your fabric strip. And that is because of this seam allowance. When you set this piece of interfacing in between these 2 strips, 2 inches, as long as you nestle it right up next to the interfacing that's in this seam allowance, this will exactly fit underneath these strips. So you want to lightly fuse the top, just very lightly fuse the top, flip it to the back, and this is where you're going to fuse a little bit heavier. So this is the unsewn edge right here, and you want to have your fabric strip pretty much matching that unsewn edge. Flip it back over to the front if you need to reposition it. You've only fused it very lightly so you can lift it off, and then fuse that more thoroughly on the front. take your next 2 strips. This would be the back and the front. Place the front right sides up on top. Place the back, right sides down on top. Sorry about that. And the back will be right sides up, so that right sides will be facing on the front, right sides will be facing on the back. Stitch across the top with a 1/4 of an inch seam. So you'll have a piece that looks like this. Then you're going to do your double flip. Flip up in the back, flip up in the front. Slide your next piece of batting in. And again, you want that batting to be nestled right up against that seam allowance. Fold that up. Now again, you'll lightly fuse on the front, just very lightly. And then flip it to the back. Fuse more thoroughly on the back. And then go back to the front. If you need to reposition it, you just lift it up, reposition it, and fuse more thoroughly. I think you're getting the idea. Take your next fabric strips, again, one for the front and one for the back. Place it right sides down, one right side down on top, the one for the back. Place it right sides up on the back. Stitch across the top, double flip, slide your batting in, add 2 more pieces of fabric, and continue until all of your strips are sewn. Again, this will be your horizontal or vertical strips. After you've sewn all of your horizontal and vertical strips, you'll want to stitch to anchor this batting. Although it's fused, you still want to anchor it with stitching. You're going to stitch a 1/2 inch away from each seam, and you want to stitch on either side of that seam. Great opportunity to use your decorative stitching. So you will continue to do your stitch and flip, then you're going to channel stitch, and then you're going to add either your left side strips or your top strips in the same manner that you added the strips right here. I hope this helps. Enjoy.